20 years together. Then I found out my husband has a wife and kids in the Philippines. I used to believe that 20 years of marriage meant something unshakable. That no matter how many storms came our way, no matter how many nights I spent alone while he was out at sea, we would always have each other. My husband is a sailor. That was his life before me, and it remained his life after we got married. Long months away, brief visits home, and then off again to another horizon. I grew used to it. I learned to fall asleep without him, to wake up and carry on with my routines, to live in the silence of an empty house. We never had children. For years we tried, and for years I hoped. I blamed myself at first, thinking something was wrong with me. But eventually, I stopped asking doctors, stopped keeping calendars, stopped praying every month for good news. I made peace with it. And in that strange peace, I found myself drifting away from him emotionally. He was gone most of the time, and even when he was home, he always seemed half distracted, half distant. I thought maybe it was just the way life was supposed to be for a sailor's wife. Until the day I found out the truth. It didn't happen in some dramatic movie-like way. There was no stranger knocking on my door, no anonymous letter. It was something as ordinary as a misplaced phone left behind. He had just left for another 3-month voyage, and I noticed he forgot his second phone, the one he usually kept hidden. I never questioned it before. I trusted him, or maybe I just didn't care enough to dig. But that day, curiosity got the better of me. The messages I found, they shattered 20 years of my life in seconds. There she was. A young Filipino woman. Beautiful, smiling, full of life. And 2 children. 2 children who called him Papa. 2 children he had managed to give to someone else, while I spent years crying over negative pregnancy tests. He had built a second life, a second family, thousands of miles away. And I, his wife of 20 years, was nothing more than a shadow of convenience. The strange part? I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just sat there, staring at the photos, reading their conversations, watching videos of him holding his kids, laughing in a way I hadn't seen in decades. And I felt nothing. No heartbreak. No devastation. Just a cold emptiness. Because the truth was, I hadn't loved him for a long time. I had grown used to being alone. I had built my own world without him in it, even when he was still my husband. When he came back 3 months later, I expected him to hide it, to deny it, to beg forgiveness with lies. But instead, he confessed everything. He told me about her, about the children, about how he couldn't give them up, couldn't abandon them. And then he asked me for something I still cannot believe. He said, "Come with me. Move to the Philippines. We can be together, all of us. You, me, her, and the kids. One big family. A Swedish-style family, you know." I stared at him, completely frozen. Did he really think I would agree to share my husband with another woman? Did he think I would pack up my life, leave everything behind, and play stepmother to children who were living proof of his betrayal? He smiled as if it was some grand solution, as if he was offering me a gift. I wanted to laugh, but instead I felt this deep, bitter calm wash over me. 20 years of my life, reduced to this absurd request. 20 years of waiting, of loyalty, of emptiness. And his solution was to merge us into one big, happy modern family. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I simply said, "I've been alone for so long already. And I'm fine with that. I don't need you. Not anymore." The look on his face, it was the first time in years I felt like I had power. He begged, he pleaded, he promised I'd never be lonely again. But he didn't understand. I had already learned how to live without him. So I walked away. After 20 years of marriage, after giving him the best years of my life, I finally set myself free. And as for his so-called Swedish family, he can keep it. Because for the first time in 2 decades, I finally feel like I belong to myself.